How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the current Zombie Invasion Undead Rise event. I'm going to be doing that with my buddy Livepool. This event feels way different than other events, and Livepool is going to walk us through why that is and why you may not want to try and push this event as much as you've pushed past events. I'm also going to jump into the Thirst gameplay event and give my very, very blunt thoughts about that. That's where this thumbnail came from. In the title of the video. So I hope you enjoy the video for what it is. If you do, make sure you leave it a like, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's break it down. How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be joined with Livepool. We're going to be talking about this Zombie Invasion, the Undead Rise event. Thank you, Ceci, for the 1 bit just to interrupt. We're going to be going over the event today, how it's kind of iffy, and also I'll be doing a playthrough on my baby / mid-game account to see how, lower star characters with no red stars, low gear tier, how far we're able to get there, and also what can we do if we only have Agatha and Moon Knight, because hey, not a lot of free-to-play are going to have any Night Stalkers unlocked yet, unfortunately. First things first, so let's go over this event. So this is the Zombie Invasion, the Undead Rise. So we're going to be earning Zombie Hunter Orb Fragments from the Hunger and Thirst challenges, as we're going to talk about. Spending Dead of Night energy, that's the same energy we've been spending for Blade and Oath, and I assume Man-Thing also has a showcase. We're going to be raiding with the Night Stalker characters, and then spending power cores, but this portion here is nowhere near as impactful as it has been in the past. As far as rewards go, it's nothing too crazy. If we were to zoom in a bunch here, you're gonna see it's mostly just resources. The monthly item is coming in at Milestone 14, and it's mostly based around getting more ISO Purple 3, as well as some diamonds, some dark promo credits, and that sort of thing. So as soon as I see those sort of resources, it is a red flag. Hey, this is gonna be an expensive event. The inputs are simply spend Dead Night energy, zombie fragments, zombie milestone points, which you're going to be getting from the web milestone, raiding with the nightmares, which is easily capped, so 4,500. You literally have to do 4 fights with the Night Stalkers. Like, it happens instantaneously if you have 4 members. It's kind of a silly part to put in, but it also makes sense because, in your raids, maybe all your lane mates are just simming those nodes before you get a chance. Then we got using the various new Night Stalker characters, starting at 5 yellow star and going all the way to 7. And this is clearly spender only. Like I said, most free-to-play don't have any of these characters unlocked yet, let alone smelling 4th star. And then spending power cores is for 1. And this is going to be a leaderboard event where it's going to be 1 diamond, 2 diamond, and 3 diamond are the main sort of rewards for top 1,000 all the way to top 1, as well as those T3 ISO credits and T3 ISO ions. I talked about a web event. It is just the repeat of the Sugar Rush, where we're going to spend 400,000, and that's going to give us an input. I've blabbed on enough about what this event is. Livepool, what is your first take on this, my guy?
My first take was I was a little bit disappointed compared to the last couple of events that we had. There's some interesting changes compared to the last couple of events. As I was going through it before the event started, before I really knew all the numbers that were involved and what was going to be involved with this hunger and thirst thing, even at that point, I noticed some changes. I mean, the most obvious one that jumps out is stargating on these new characters, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't the case in the last couple of events. It was gear gated instead, which is much more free to play friendly.
Yep.
The other thing I noticed, actually, I haven't mentioned this to you yet, is the monthly item has moved from milestone 13 to milestone 14.
Interesting.
Did you notice that?
No, I don't keep track of that. Interesting.
So I don't know if that's going to be a trend that we see going forward, but they're perhaps expecting us to get a bit deeper into these milestones moving forward. So I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I'm super curious how this is going to go, because as we're going to show in the spreadsheet in a second here, depending on where you cap out on the Hunger and Thirst event, it greatly changes where you're going to actually place with these milestones, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's obviously the new thing that's been introduced, is this new Hunger and Thirst challenge, I guess you would call it, that we haven't come across before. So when I was looking at this before the event went live, obviously I knew that we were going to have to see what's going on with this new challenge. And we've loaded in, and it seems quite interesting. So you're getting orbs from each of these stages on the challenge. You can do 3 fights in each per day,
Mhm.
which threw me off guard a bit at first. I did initially thought it was just first time rewards, but you can hit 3 a day, so 6 in total. And if you can get all the way up to stage 5, you can farm that 3 times a day, and that's going to get you about 25,000 points for each one overall. So it's an extra 50,000 points from there, roughly.
Yeah, not bad, eh? But there is something we should talk about, and that was this event started with a little bit of an oopsie, where the
It
event
did.
started early. People were able to get it. It was just one of them, or was it both?
I learned about this from you, so I'm not too sure.
Okay, so let me know, chat. Was it just the vampire one that was available, or was the undying one available as well? I'd be super interested because the players that were able to take part in this, first of all, they got a bunch of resources that we've not seen. CompUAC see here, Mobile Gamer, he got 9,000 of the zombie ores. It was just the thirst one. Just the thirst. Okay, interesting. And total, like this is only when he did sim of 10. You were able to do multiples, right? You had 30 tokens here instead of starting with 3. So in reality, somebody, if they had the same sort of roster that say my main account has, they could have easily got all the way up. Whoops, let's not move that. Could have easily got all the way up to difficulty 5, the Ravenous one, and they could be farming this one from day 1, making them start with 3,600 of these milestone points instead of having to work their way up from, this is 1,100, this is 1,850. So they'd get a good jump rate there. Is that like, what is that, 8 or 900 milestone points really that big a deal in your opinion?
No, I mean 800 points is 800 points. What I mean, the resources that they got from doing that obviously can be valuable, but I assume we're going to get some compensation for that whoopsie that they made.
Yeah.
In terms of the points, I believe the this all happened before the event went live, so the orb fragments that they gained from farming that node 30 times did not count towards their event, I believe.
Yes, that's my understanding as well. It did not count.
So that's a non-factor for the event at least, which is good. What does make a small difference to the event is that they are going into the event already starting at stage 5, whereas the rest of us have to work our way up from stage 1, which means that as we're working up, we're getting fewer orbs on those first few hits. It's not going to make a huge difference, about 1,200 points in it, which is, an energy refresh, but
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something. So let's head on over to the spreadsheet here so we can show this again. Is going to be available in the Discord. We have a channel dedicated to the live pool tool, and he's got a milestone channel in there as well if you want to ask him some questions. And this one I think is going to be important. So this is going to be different than the previous ones, because in the previous ones, you probably went in the first day, put in all your numbers, and you just followed that for 7 days. This one you will have to change because, as live pool just said, like we got to climb from the first difficulty all the way up to whatever our max is, and then we want to set it in the so far column here that you might not have played around with yet, change the amount of days left over so we do get an accurate dead point, or whatever you would call that, where we're gonna end up, right?
Right, we've never had this challenge before. It's Hunger Thirst. We don't know how easy it's going to be. We don't know if we're going to be able to even defeat stage 5 or not. So you're predicting in advance is not. It might not be the most accurate thing. So I think it will be important on this one to update it as you go for sure.
Yeah, so guys, make sure you get in here and you just update whatever you have done. So like once you've reached the hardest difficulty you're able to farm, come in here to your so far, fill in whatever your milestone points that you've received from these inputs so far, plug in the total that you have, the whatever web milestone you're at, hit the number of days left, and that's going to give you the accurate. It's really easy to do. But as we see here, it's like, if we can get up to difficulty 5, which is what you are assuming here on the Hunger and the Thirst, which I think is probably not unobtainable for most endgame players, it's not terrible, right? Like we're ending up at 130,000 points, putting us just after milestone 16.
Yeah, it isn't terrible. It's about in terms of where you can get sort of relatively free to play with just the 50 refreshes and all of that. It's about the same. Where I have an issue with this event is trying to push further into the milestones. The last 2 events I feel like were actually pretty generous in that there were 2 different energies that you could refresh to get more points,
Yeah.
which you can do fairly cheaply and get quite deep into those milestones. This time it's all completely behind Stargates and power cores, which I think is a shame. And the return on investment on power cores is absolutely abysmal, to be honest. Just 1 point per power core. If you're not spending the power cores refreshing the event energy, it's hardly even worth it for this event anyway.
Yeah, power cores wouldn't be a thing, right? So if say we're doing what your sheet is showing, we're getting to difficulty 5, we are coring the event 4 times. We're still going to be about 18,000 short, so 18,000 power cores. So I can get 10 million gold, 7 purple ISO orbs, and a couple crimson gear. That's not really worth it. This is definitely trying to push for the yellow stars, right? Like if I wanted that extra 18,000 points, well, I could do that by having Blade, at 6 stars, and then if I want to get the next one after that, it's another, what is this? This is a 37,000 jump. Well, 37,000, that's going to be having all the characters 7 stars. So yeah, to get deep, to get to these like final milestones with the actual purple ISO where people probably are interested in getting, like, this is only really obtainable if you have these characters, you wailed out on them, and you have them fairly big, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. So not quite worth it. But hey guys, there's going to be a second part of this video. I'm going to jump in with this free-to-play account right now, hit the Thirst and Hunger event, and let's see how easy we can beat the first 3 stages. And then we'll see if we can even potentially beat stages 4 or 5. After that, when I find my maximum, I'm going to head over to the live pool tool, put it in, then we can have a second conversation then. But for right now, that's it for me on live pool. Hope you enjoyed it. Live pool, you got anything to say before I go to this event?
Well, I'll catch you later at the end of the video.
Thank you so much, my guy. You're the best. All right, guys. Now, as soon as we ended that recording, Scopely finally added offers. So Livepool's going to speak a little bit on what he's going to be doing to make sure that this spreadsheet has all the possibilities for you. And there's actually something else that we forgot to touch. I'm going to touch on, which is the possibility of an 8th day, which is easy to do if you're in North America, a little bit more difficult if you're living across the pond, right?
That's right. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed out. I was a bit too slow. Well, let's touch on the offers first. So yeah, I published this spreadsheet. I did give them as much chance as possible because I assumed some offers were coming. But an hour and a half into the event, I felt like it was time to post the spreadsheet without the offers, and now they've just dropped the offers. So I'll be adding that in if you haven't already made a copy. If you're not bothered about getting the offers, don't bother making another copy.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, like you were saying earlier, for the most part, people that are really, they have to use a spreadsheet like this, they're probably not dipping too much into the offers. Where the offers might come in is when you're like, you've lost a couple days, maybe you were slacking, or when you're near the one last milestone, you want to add it into the spreadsheet to see where it'll get you to finish off. So I think
That's right.
Good.
And this event actually reminds me quite a bit of an event we had a couple of months ago with the Avengers Tower. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Where it's these extra points are capped. So just like the Avengers Tower, where like you can get to level 50, but then that's as far as you can get. And with this one, you can farm 3 times per day, but that's as much as you're getting, other than what we're going to touch on shortly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's sometimes buying just a small offer if you can spare $5 puts you just over the edge of everyone else that is sort of tied for being capped out free to play.
True.
So it can be useful in these kind of events. But another thing that you can do, especially as you mentioned, if you live in the Americas, you can sneak an 8th day in there for these hunger and thirst challenges. Because of how the daily reset and the server reset when these events go live are offset from each other, there is a bit of time overlap to get an 8th day of farming these challenges.
Yeah. Yeah, plus the event energy, right? Which is probably more impactful if you saved your cores from the start of the day to this little window.
Sure. Now the event energy is trickier because the event energy was live before this event went live. So if you already used your daily refreshes before the event went live, you can't do it again just because the event's now gone live. But if you hadn't done it on the previous event, you could then sneak an 8th day into this event if you wanted to. And for this Hunger and Thirst has only just gone live, you definitely can. Unfortunately, I live here in England. I only had a 2-hour window where the event went live, and then my daily reset was 2 hours later, and I wasn't quick enough to get the 8th day in, unfortunately.
Wait,
but for you guys,
you don't prioritize Marvel Strike Force over literally everything else in your life? Come on, man.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
All right, guys. So what we're really trying to say here is it's very important when you want to get the maximum benefit from this sheet that you make sure you come in here, you put your totals in, you hit whatever web milestone you're sitting at, and you hit your days left, and this is going to give you the most accurate depiction of where you're going to end up. So please, please, please make sure once you hit that final tier, come back to the spreadsheet, fill in the so far, hit the amount of days that are left, the amount of days you're going to be able to refresh that Night Stalker energy, showcase energies, and that's going to give you the best depiction, right?
That's right. That's it.
All right. And yes, as Norm is saying in the chat till the cut off, it's very important you exploit these events when they start early, 4 days early. All right, I got to get back. We're going to see how far I can push this campaign, and then we'll touch base again.
All right. Catch you later for take 3.
All right, I'm here right now, and I'm on the thirst event, and I gotta say that I just did the dehydrated one, and I'm actually I'm kind of irate right now, to be honest with you. I've not been this upset at Marvel Strike Force in a long time, and I'm gonna show you why. I put out a video super excited about this event because it looks fun, it looks interesting. There's things going on. There's summons which don't seem to matter whatsoever. But it's a new game mode with new game mechanics, and for that reason and that reason alone, I was pretty pumped. And I wondered, like, okay, so we need to use the Night Stalkers. What does that mean? How far are we going to get? Am I going to be able to do some sort of strategy? And the answer is simply no, I think. I mean, let's do this here together. It's an exact repeat of what I just did, because all the nodes are the same. They're just tuned a little bit higher, right? So they all have speed up. Let's just delete this wave. Egg of the alt, I assume, completely one-shots everything. That's perfectly fine, whatever, right? I'm gonna special now because I want to save that alt for when I have a full wave. And here's where the event starts to lose me, and I get really, really angry with Marvel Strike Force, because this is the first time they've done something that's really cool and really exciting. And if you don't have the characters that they have gated behind spending only, I guess I don't want to talk about power cores. I don't, because that's just not sustainable in the long run. If you're not spending on these new characters, you just don't get to partake in these events. And I think oh God, I'm going to swear. I think it's garbage. I think it's garbage. So in this situation, if you have Oath, right? And I'm just deleting wave after wave after wave, then that's sustainable because Oath gives energy. But Oath is not a free-to-play unlocked character at the point of this, okay? Oh my God, it fucking pisses me off, because if we can't have excitement and fun as non-spending players in the game when they finally get off their asses and do something to celebrate holidays and to bring the community together with something fun, then what the fuck is the point of the game? If everything is either you auto it like fucking goddamn Pocket Dimension, or raids are interesting until you have the team and then you're just simming it, what is the point? Are they gonna flub Battle Royale 2? What the fuck is the point if they can't make it so that we can have fun events during the holidays, fun PvE? What is the point? Because you will never measure up to the other people who spends. That's the whole trap of the game. That's the whole fucking trap of the game, is trying to keep up with the other spenders. Like, this is just garbage, because if I had Oath, this would be easy. This would be a walk in the park. So maybe, and here's the thing, I don't need to beat all the difficulties. I don't. I just need it to be playable, to be in the spirit of what the goddamn mode is supposed to be. The fact that I'm now stuck on these two characters that only have single target attacks till they get their energy back. I'm on difficulty 3. I know, because these guys are one-shotting the enemies when they do their AoE ults, that if I had Oath simply unlocked with that passive ability, I'd be able to go to at least difficulty 4. And the difference that makes on this event is crazy big. I'm curious if we're even going to get the monthly item. It seems pretty low. It's at like 78,000, so I'm still hopeful. But like, how am I supposed to be excited about what's coming in the future if this is what free-to-play players get to enjoy? My spending account, no problem. I have the entire Night Stalker team. I'll probably walk through the whole... Actually, I already did it. I didn't even play it. I hit auto because I wanted to wait to see what difficulty 5 would be like. I want to see if that's actually going to be a challenge. It was straight auto with what I had 1 through 3, which is fine. The vast majority of players, like, oh my god, even the people that buy passes won't have these characters unlocked by then. It's not okay. I get that this is a leaderboard. It's just fucking garbage, man. It does not make me want to play this game at all. If I wasn't a content creator and this was it, and it was just measure my fucking dick against other people in PvP modes, and this is the sort of PvE events you get to experience, unless you want to drop, honestly, $200 a month on a MOBA game is fucking insane to keep up with unlocks. And then you have passes if you want to keep up with gearing stuff up and getting all the newest shit, this, that, and the other. I don't expect free-to-play players or light spenders to get absolutely everything, but I expect them to be able to fucking play Flash PvE events, especially when it's a holiday spirit. This is fucking absurd. All right, I gotta go to Live Pool's spreadsheet. Let's see how far in the event I'm gonna get on this account being stuck on difficulty 2. Let's just assume we're gonna get stuck on difficulty 2 for the other one as well. All right, we're back here with Live Pool. We're on the spreadsheet. I went and put my information in. So if I am stuck at the hunger and the thirst on stage 2 for both of them, hell, I mean, let's do it if we're at stage 1, right? These are the given teams. You will 100% be able to do these nodes. You're still going to get 101,000, so you're still going to get the monthly item. You're still going to get the training materials. You're going to be nowhere near the purple. So literally the difference between doing difficulty 1 and doing difficulty 5 is purple ISO 8. I think it's like 100,000 purple ISO 8, or maybe it was 200,000 purple ISO 8, which is, I mean, that's big, but it's not even about the rewards. Why I was so angry there a second ago wasn't because of the rewards. It was because dog shit gameplay. Because I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comment sections. Be brutally honest, because I will send it to them. Try not to swear, because they won't like it if I swear. I don't play this game to swipe my credit card and see numbers go big. I play this game for the strategic gameplay that I used to experience when I was facing off against Thor in the Mystic campaign. When I was solving different raid nodes like Techwin. Like I'm attached to the old Marvel Strike Force for what it used to be, because there is strategic, there is gameplay. We do get that against Crucible, but again, we're dick measuring against other people once you get to a certain point, right? And they dangled this fucking carrot in front of us called fun PvE, right? That's what Battle is supposed to be, and that's what this event is supposed to be. And I was so happy. And maybe I'm jumping the horse. Maybe this is going to be super fun on my other account, and that's cool for 5% of the fucking player base that buys the characters, okay? The gameplay needs to be good in the game. If there's no gameplay, there's no game. That's why it's called fucking gameplay. All right, Live Pool, talk me down. How you feeling about the general community's involvement with this event after that?
Oh man, I'm not sure I'm the one to talk you down. I mean, if you follow Dorky Dad's server, you've already heard my thoughts on this event. I think it's absolute garbage event. I'm disappointed. I was hopeful after the last couple of events, and this has stripped away my hope. It's so spend gated. This event is not what I thought it would be in terms of being able to play a fun new game mode. I feel let down at the moment, I'm afraid.
Yeah, like the event milestones are boring. The event itself is either money gated to have like Oath available. I don't even know what the hunger is going to be like. I haven't tried that one yet, but having no red stars on these characters, we'll see what that does. But just the gameplay is dog shit. All right, we'll end the video there. Sorry, this video took a turn I wasn't expecting. I was kind of expecting that even with Moon Knight and Agatha, I'd be able to like play with the, I don't know why I thought that, play with the civilians and try and like inch my way to like difficulty 3, maybe difficulty 4. I'm not sure why I thought that. Maybe I'm looking at the game more favorably than it deserves lately. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the anger. Bye. Lightpool, you can say bye too, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Lightpool's the best. Give him a shout out in the comment sections. Thanks for all the work you do on the spreadsheets. Bye, everybody.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.